Hey moms! So today I wanted to talk about something that's actually been happening recently, and when I say recently I mean within like the past 4 or 5 days with my daughter, and that issue is separation anxiety. I know that when I've looked online and I've gotten reports from babycenter.com that they say that it's typical for around 6 months up for your baby to start developing separation anxiety. They said sometimes it's really obvious and sometimes it happens and starts and ends so quickly you don't even really notice. My daughter's always been really good with not being so attached to me. She, if we would go to like any family functions or anywhere where there's people there that we know that want to take her, they take her, she's fine, like no problem at all. But when, so I had a wedding this weekend, and when we were at the rehearsal for the wedding, my daughter was like glued to my side. Even if a friend of mine wanted to take her and was sitting in the couch right next to me, she would start whining and reaching for me. And when we were actually at the wedding, if any of my friends tried to hold her or take her away from her when I was right there, she was not having it. So at the beginning, she was really attached to her dad, and I think because we were together every day, she wasn't really that attached to me. So I felt like maybe I wasn't doing that great of a job, considering that when I would come home and I'd walk in the door, she wouldn't get excited. But if when her dad came home or walked into the room and she hadn't seen him, she would get crazy excited and start screaming and jumping up and down. And this was from about 3 months until about 10 months, 1 month ago. And I felt really horrible about it. I felt like, you know, I know it's silly and she's a baby and this is how she developed, but I felt like she loved him more than she loved me. But when I really thought about it, it's like, you know, she sees me all day, every day. I'm not exciting to see anymore. So everyone's saying, well, that's what you wanted when she started acting like that. You wanted her to only want to be with you. And now I don't really like it because I feel like she's getting older, and she shouldn't be having this issue. And I think another thing that bothers me a lot about it is that my boyfriend's son has like a phobia of new people, and not even just new people, just people that he knows that he's not with every day. He's really, really close with his mom. She lives with her parents, and so they pretty much raised him, considering that my boyfriend doesn't get to see him that often, as often as they do. He's with them a lot, and they don't really take him out or socialize him a lot because he has allergies and he has eczema and he has some medical issues where they don't really want him to come in close contact with people. They're a little over the top with it, if you ask me. But he's really frightened of people, and I'm scared. Then I don't want her to end up like that. I don't want her to be like that. I want her to be one of those kids that can be around anybody that's family that she knows but maybe doesn't see every day and be fine. Now, I don't want her, you know, being in stores and walking up to strangers and wanting to go places with strangers. Like, that's not okay. But being friendly and not being afraid to talk to people is really important to me, that she's socialized. So I know some people have been saying, you know, once she's a year, like putting her in daycare is really good for her development, and I completely agree with that. I'm very happy that I was able to stay home this long, but now I'm ready to get a job and I'm ready to put her in daycare. For both of us, I think it would be good for her development to learn to socialize with other people and other kids, and for me to kind of break away from being the full-time, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week mom. So I'm, you know, in the process of trying to find some sort of situation that will work for us. But if any, probably like moms that have kids that are a little bit older maybe have better tricks. I know I have errands to run during the week, so what I'll do is I'll break my errands up and I'll run 1 or 2 errands a day, so we kind of get to go out and do things, and I can have her around people. I know I've read some things that say it's really good to just kind of have them around people, not necessarily people holding them, but just going to like stores and parks and places like that where there's lots of people around, so they get used to seeing different faces and it's not shocking or surprising. And again, I understand that this is completely normal and that there's nothing wrong with your baby having separation anxiety, but I have a fear of her having like a really serious case of separation anxiety and a fear of people. But I think part of it's kind of my own personal issue because when I was pregnant, like I said in my other video, you know, a lot of people weren't really supportive. Basically, my parents and my sister weren't really supportive and are really pushing me to, you know, consider something else and have an abortion and not have the baby and just wait. So I think I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm pushing her off on anybody. I don't like taking her to my mom's. My mom lives like 15-20 minutes away from me and wants to watch her all the time. And I think I've only had her babysit her maybe 5 or 6 times, once overnight, and the other ones were a max 5 hours. My boyfriend's family have babysat her a little bit more because they were happy that we were having the baby, but I still don't feel comfortable having them babysit her a lot because I feel like she's my responsibility because I'm the one that decided to continue on with the pregnancy and to have the baby. You know, I shouldn't be going out. Like, this is a decision I made. But now that she's getting a little bit older, I think it's okay for me to spend some time apart from her, you know, her dad and I together, and having family watch her, considering that our families want to watch her. It's just hard for me to relinquish that power to somebody else. And I don't want to feel like I'm burdening anybody. So that's just kind of my own issue with that. But if anybody has any suggestions for things that may help, or maybe stories of similar situations, or maybe how you feel about putting a baby in daycare once they're 1, send me a message or leave me a comment. I'd love to get your feedback. And again, I understand that it's completely normal for kids to have separation anxiety for a long time, like through their toddler years, but I really want to make sure that she's not scared of being around other people, because it's important to me that she's social and that she is secure with herself and she has self-confidence. And I feel like that starts now, because babies' brains develop the most within the first 3 years, and I want to make sure she has a really good base, you know, like a solid foundation, not a base, a solid foundation to which she can build her self-confidence, because it's important to me, because I want her to be confident. I want her to be happy with who she is and feel okay speaking to other people. And I know that starts early. Maybe that's a little early considering she's almost a year, but I think the earlier the better. So let me know what your guys' opinions are, or what you guys think. I'm really open. I really want to know from experienced mothers. Before, I was really hard-headed and stubborn and I needed to learn for myself, but I've learned through having a child and being a mother, that listening to other people's opinions and how other people handle certain situations are are very helpful and very informative, and can kind of save you from having issues that you don't need to have if you're just open-minded and, you know, don't think that you know right, because I don't. I've never done this before, so any help I can get from you ladies, I would greatly appreciate. So that's it. Hope everybody has a good week. It's Monday. It stopped raining. It's sunny outside. It's supposed to be nice for the rest of the week, supposedly. So we'll see. Hope everybody had a great Easter. Thanks, guys.